9:05. The launch team continuing to troubleshoot a problem with a hydraulic pump that is currently red. And we're looking now at the weather for return to Cape Canaveral or Patrick Air Force Base or Jacksonville Naval Station. Looking at all the options in case they decide to come home and can't make the second attempt today.
Launch Team LC on Countdown Net with the status. Currently, the engineering team is attempting to troubleshoot an issue with the hydraulic system. This is the hydraulic system that controls the release mechanism for Pegasus from the L1011. We've put into work the recycle checklist, or excuse me, the abort checklist to get everything safe. So all systems are in work right now, getting everything safe. And at the same time, L1011 is flying back due west right now, and we'll be resyncing Pegasus internal power checklist when we get to waypoint PINS.
LC FSL on Countdown.
Go ahead, FSL.
We are green on power.
Okay, I copied that. FSL, we'll go ahead and check 218 out to Echo complete.
And at this time, the L1011 is still in the racetrack pattern, now heading back toward the west for a possible return to the what's called the P-launch point, which is the drop point. But they're continuing to troubleshoot, as we heard, the hydraulic pump issue associated with the release mechanism.
Team LC on Countdown Net at this, and Launch Team LC on Countdown.
Charlie, Cape Control.
Stand by.
Go ahead. Patrick just went VFR, 3 miles, scattered 200 feet.
Okay, Launch Team LC on Countdown Net. We have a team that's been off working troubleshooting on the hydraulic system. The recommendation from the engineering team is to continue to proceed with our recycle, including going ahead and performing back through on the Pegasus internal power checklist in case that the hydraulic pump is an intermittent issue. So at this time I want to poll for concurrence to proceed with a recycle. That's a poll for concurrence to proceed with recycle. Rock?
Rock is go for recycle.
And Rock is go for recycle. Orbital?
Orbital is go for recycle.
And Orbital is go for recycle. NLM?
NLM is go for recycle.
And NLM is go for recycle. We'll go ahead and check step 228 complete. And Launch Team, if I can get everybody over to the recycle checklist.
Okay, and the accumulator pressures?
Accumulator pressure is...
And again, everybody should be aware at this time that we are performing a mission recycle. And Peg, if I can get a call on power status.
LC, Pegasus is on external power.
And I copy. Pegasus on external power.
Okay, and just to confirm, the primary and secondary...
And PLT, looking for an estimated...
So as we heard, our launch conductor Adam Lewis say that we'll go for another run at it. They're going to come around and try again while they continue to troubleshoot the hydraulic pump problem associated with the release mechanism. So based on that, if that issue can be resolved, it looks like we'll be targeting a launch of 9:05. Meanwhile, should they not be able to solve the problem, they'll be able to return. Looking at the options for our landing fields for weather, particularly visibility with fog. Besides Cape Canaveral, Patrick Air Force Base has also reported that they are now VFR, go for a visual approach can meet that 1 mile rule.
Looking at just above the 1,000 or between the 1,000 and the first digit, is that correct?
If you're talking about the system pressure, the primary system is it's right there at the 1100, just shy of 1100.
Flight system copy.
Our NASA launch manager, launch director Tim Dunn, says the strategy would be to continue down to launch minus 4 minutes, which is the terminal count, but if the pump is still red, they would not go into the terminal count at T minus 4 from there on. So we'll just stand by and monitor the situation. Right now we're at T minus 17 minutes, 10 seconds and counting. This is Pegasus Launch Control.
Launch team, LC on countdown net. Be advised, we're going to go ahead and resync back into...
LP, LPO, that's complete.
Copy that, LPO. And launch team, we're going to go ahead and resynchronize back to our Pegasus internal power checklist on page 48. This is going to be step 141. We're expecting waypoint PINS at approximately 1350. So in just under 1 minute, we'll be back to waypoint PINS. And LPO, as we are continuing through our towards waypoint B launch, we're going to continue to request that you autonomously just continue to retry the hydraulic pump.
That is a continuous process at this moment.
And I copy that.
That is our launch conductor Adam Lewis talking with Jim Stowers, our launch panel operator on board the aircraft, who has been the sort of the heart of our communications in troubleshooting this problem, giving us status and what activities are involved at altitude on the airplane to try to pin this issue down.
Passing PINS on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
And I copy waypoint PINS. We'll go ahead and check step 141 complete. Check step 141 complete. And FSL step 141 alpha. Verify signals ready to transition to internal power.
LC FSL, Cygnus is ready for internal power.
Roger that.
080, thank you.
And Paleo LP.
LO on countdown.
Steps in work.
Go, Elwo.
Yes, sir. Be advised, we have cleared the attached anvil rule violation. We are currently green on all constraints. However, we do have some additional cells off to the southwest that will likely be affecting the flight path within 15 or 20 minutes.
Copy that.
Roger, did we just check with the other department? They are expecting XMR to become VFR shortly.
Thank you. LC, LPO, 141 Bravo is complete. Cygnus disable.
And I copy 141 Bravo complete LPO. And FSL LC verify Cygnus on internal power.
LC FSL, Cygnus is on internal power.
Copy that, FSL. And launch team, in lieu of being able to go ahead and arm release mechanism, we're going to press to back to FTS to internal power. So I'd like to poll for FTS to internal power at this time. Step 145. OSM?
OSM, let's go.
OSM is go. MIFCO?
MIFCO go.
MIFCO is go. PEG?
PEG is go.
Launch team is go for FTS internal power. LPO, LC, step 146, transfer Pegasus FTS to internal.
LC, LPO, that's in work.
LPO flight systems on Victor 1.
Standby flight systems, FTS to internal on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. FTS external enable is off.
Copy, LPO.
LC PEG, FTS on
Flight
internal
systems,
power
go ahead.
and nominal.
Copy, PEG.
How about the...
And launch team, at this time I want to poll for final FTS arm checks. OSM?
OSM, let's go.
OSM is go. MIFCO?
MIFCO go.
MIFCO is go. PEG?
PEG is go.
PEG is go.
To the pump.
And LP?
What we're finding at this moment is that there is no power to the pump.
Okay, copy. We have negative power to the pump. And LPO, are you go for final FTS arm checks?
LPO is go.
Copy. LPO is go. MIFCO, LC, step 149, send and remove arm command.
Roger, on my mark, sending arm. 3, 2, 1, mark. Arm sent. Arm removed. CSC send check channel. Check channel sent.
And LC PEG, FTS arm checks nominal.
And I copy that, PEG. MIFCO, verify FTS arm checks nominal.
Standby.
LC, LPO, also be advised I just turned cooling back on.
Copy, LPO.
LC, MIFCO, countdown net. FTS arm checks nominal.
Roger that, MIFCO. Flight crew, be advised FTS arm checks are complete. SMD, LC, step 152 alpha, verify Cygnus internal power is nominal, ready for DMAU power off. And SMD, you're coming in too faint to understand.
Let me get back to you. Hold on 1 second, please.
Copy that.
LC NLM, countdown net.
Go ahead, NLM.
Yeah, just wanted to know, have you had an adjustment to our targeted drop time, should we be successful?
That's a firm. Current estimate for retargeted T0 is 140550.
SMD is
Copy
good
that,
for power off.
140550.
And that's a good copy. And SMD, I copy, you're good for power off. And LPO, LC, you go for 152 Bravo, turn off Cygnus DMAU power.
LC, LPO, that's in work.
Copy and work, and PLT, you go to power off anti-collision lights.
LC, PLT in work.
This is Pegasus Launch Control. At this time, we are continuing to make another run for a launch at 9:05:50. However, no joy on the hydraulic pump issue as yet associated with the release mechanism.
LC, LPO, step 152 Bravo is complete. Flight systems.
Yes, I understand that you've been able to confirm that the
LPO
relay, you could
152
hear the
Bravo,
relay
confirm DMAU
activating.
power off.
Have you been able to locate that relay?
LPO, LC, Victor 1.
LC, LPO, go ahead.
Can you confirm DMAU power off?
DMAU power is off.
Copy that. Launch team, I can also verify our launch window continues to be go at this time. And Elwo, can I get you to reconfirm weather status? And Elwo, LC, countdown.
And Flight Systems, LPO, could you repeat your last, please?
Yeah, Flight Systems, just
LWO, LC, countdown.
The relay clicking. Have you been able to physically locate the relay for the pump?
Hello.
LWO, can you reconfirm weather status?
Yes, sir. Right now we are currently go on all constraints. However, we are looking at additional cumulus rule violation. We will be able to get out of that rule if you're able to take a flight path that is approximately 2 miles left and 5 miles downrange.
Okay, LWO, what you're saying right now is you think we are no-go for weather at the drop point. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Taking a path 2 miles to the left and 5 miles downrange will get us in a green situation.
Okay, I copy that, LWO.
I believe that we reset the RCCV.
PIP on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
And I copy waypoint PIP.
So, Flight System, just to clear this up, we have a 20 amp 3-phase RCCB circuit breaker in the circuit breaker panel on the top of the MEFC. That relay, that circuit breaker was cycled multiple times. It popped out a couple of times, so I suspect that there's some reason why that RCCB is not functioning correctly.
Go ahead, LC.
Yeah, I want to know, do we really want to continue to avionics internal power?
OCE says he wants to, so we can get on to power, but then we're going to immediately stay red at the next pole.
And Flight System payload LPO, that's negative. It's a standard push pole 20 amp RC, 20 amp circuit breaker.
In other words, just push it until we actually have to declare the word.
On Victor 1.
LC, LPO, go ahead.
You are go for avionics to internal power.
Avionics to internal on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. External power supply is off now.
Copy, LPO.
LC PEG, avionics on internal power and nominal.
And I copy that, PEG.
3.
LPO, you verify drop waypoint entered in GPS.
LC, LPO, drop waypoint is entered.
And I copied L-6 PLT. Payload LPO, you go to disable soft ride heaters.
And LC, payload LPO, soft ride heaters off now.
And I copy that, payload LPO. RRC, report range status. ROC, LC, countdown.
Range status is proceeding.
Copy, proceeding. LPO, payload LPO, you go for step 163 and 164.
LC, LPO, disengage selected, aft camera now.
Copy that. And PLT, I will look for you to delay your L-4 call by 1 minute. How copy?
LC PLT, delay L-4 by 1 minute.
That's a good copy. And launch team, this is LC on countdown. At this time I'm on a poll for our final launch countdown. Rock. And Rock, LC, countdown.
Rock's on countdown.
Yeah, Rock, this is poll for final launch countdown.
Poll for final launch countdown. Range is green and clear to launch.
Copy, range green, clear to launch. PEG?
PEG is red, PEG is red.
Okay, launch team, this is LC on countdown. Abort, abort. This is LC on countdown, abort. Everybody proceed to the abort checklist at this time.
So we have aborted our second launch attempt for today. They had some success in isolating the problem to a circuit breaker that does not stay engaged, that's associated with the 3-phase power to the release mechanism. They're now turning the plane around to vector back toward Cape Canaveral. And that's going to be it for today.
Charlie is turning now back toward KMXR. It'll be a wide turn.
Roger that. And recycle your transponder, please.
Recycling.
And they are headed back toward Cape Canaveral, toward the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station runway.
6 and November 140 Sierra Charlie. The weather is iffy. It's jumping in and out.
And LPO, LC, Victor?
LC, LPO, go ahead.
212 is not required. Status on 213?
213 is complete. 214 is complete. 216 is not required. 218 is not required. And 219 is not required.
NLC PEG, step 215. Pegasus is on external power and transient power is off.
And copy LPO, and I copy PEG.
Visibility of the runway at Cape Canaveral is a bit inconsistent, so they'll continue to assess that on the way back in.
Temperature and altitude.
LC, PLC, standby.
And payload LPO, let's see, step 218 alpha, that would be not required. And payload LPO, you go for DMAU power on.
And LC, payload LPO, DMAU power on.
Copy that.
And LC, you're also go to have them turn off nitrogen cooling to preserve nitrogen at this time.
And LPO, LC, Victor, you go for cooling off at this time.
Cooling's off.
FSL, LC on countdown, step 218, Charlie. Verify DMAU status and readiness to enable battery charging.
LC, FSL, DMAU power on, ready for battery charging.
Copy that, FSL.
November 140
Payload
Charlie
LPO,
on
your go to
uniform.
enable Cygnus battery charging at this time.
LC, payload LPO in work.
And I copy and work.
Is that 846 calling?
Yeah, I can't understand a thing that Control says on uniform. He's broken and unreadable. He's saying the weather's reasonably good back at Skid Strip.
Okay, very good. Thanks for the relay.
No, that wasn't a relay. I didn't hear it either. I was wondering if you did.
And Cape Control 140 Sierra Charlie, we'd like to start our descent and say the weather at KXMR, please.
Roger, they're receiving it right now. Stand by.
And Cape Control 140 Sierra Charlie, we'd like to start our descent now.
140 Charlie, that's approved. Descend as required.
And payload LPO, looking for status on 218 Delta.
That's still in work.
LC, PLT, the temperature is minus 54. And did you want the true airspeed or ground speed?
We were just looking for altitude.
390.
Copy 390 at minus 54 degrees.
LC, FSL, confirm Cygnus on internal power and nominal.
LC, payload LPO.
And I copy that, payload LPO. We'll check 218 Delta. And FSL, I copied your read on 218 Echo. We'll check that step.
140 Sierra Charlie, Cape Control.
And launch team again, 219
Sierra
is not
Charlie,
required. 220 is not required. And 221 is not required. And everybody should be aware that at this time L1011 is vectoring back for an RTB. Our recommendation is, actually we will be RTBing today. We've already gone around one time. There will be no requirement to perform a poll for that recommended action. If I get everybody now on the launch team to proceed to the RTB with Pegasus checklist, this is page 65. Again, everybody please proceed to the RTB with Pegasus checklist, page 65.
And the weather at the skid strip, Cape Canaveral Force Station is reported good. A few scattered clouds, so weather will be good for return to base here at Cape Canaveral. Getting ready to go through the return to base checklist.
And at this time I want to poll for Pegasus Safe for RTB. ROC?
Rock is go.
Rock is go, and MIF go.
This is MIFCO. I'd like to switch to Omni antennas first before we head back.
Okay, you go for that.
Roger, stand by. Bronze 1 Alpha, switch to Omni antennas. LC MIFCO countdown net, command carries up 1 Alpha master transmitter on Omni antennas with check channel, and we are go for RTB.
I copy that, MIFCO. We're go for RTB. Check 235 complete. And launch team, be advised, vehicle is in work already on coordinating the ramp personnel for RTB at this time. We'll check 236. And again, everybody should be aware that in step 237, our estimated OCA landing time is 14:27. And Rock, currently we are nominal on Pegasus and nominal L1011. There are no IFEs to report.
Rock copies all. Thank you.
This is Pegasus Launch Control. Our NASA Launch Director, Tim Dunn, will be over to do a brief interview with us very shortly, next 5 minutes or so, to talk about what the situation is that's caused us to scrub forward today and what the go-forward plan may be, at least at this point. Plane is on the way down from 39,000 feet to the next reporting point at 18,000.
Control NASA 846. Yeah, not sure we're supposed to have large ships sailing right underneath us, but we got one.
Rock, can you hear me? Yes, okay, for tomorrow. We are already, have a launch date for tomorrow, it's already approved, so what do you need now? Huh?
And launch team LC on countdown with an updated status. We're currently in our return to base checklist with Pegasus. L-1011 is descending out of flight level and heading to flight level 180. Once we get that, we'll start configuring the fairing for our nitrogen system, and then when we hit flight level 165, we'll go pure nitrogen and turn our air off. We're currently nominal for a return back here to base at the Cape. And when we get the wheels down, we'll get the FTS powered down, verify that everything is safe, secure CTs, and eventually transfer control of the op back over to vehicle, who's reassembling his skid strip team at this time.
Touchdown at the runway Cape Canaveral Air Force Station is currently estimated to be 9:27 Eastern Time. And if we attempt a launch tomorrow in 24 hours, the launch time is going to be the same as was today's. This is Pegasus Launch Control. We're being joined now here in the Mission Director Center by Tim Dunn, who is our NASA Launch Director from Launch Services Program, who has been involved in the countdown today and following the troubleshooting with the issue that developed that brought about having to scrub today's launch attempt. And Tim, first of all, I wonder if you can tell us exactly what the problem is that we saw, which I gather, developed en route.
Yes, George. Thank you for having me. What happened was when we're in that last, I guess about 25 minutes prior to the initial drop, we had an issue with the hydraulic system on board the L-1011, and it's the hydraulic system not for the aircraft operation of the plane, but the hydraulic system that enables the release of Pegasus from the belly of the plane. So it's a part of the launch release system. It's the hydraulics that control that. So it was not meeting the prescribed launch release pressures, indicating a problem with the hydraulic pump. So fortunately we had a little bit of launch window to work with. So we did a lot of valiant troubleshooting in the air. As you can imagine, everyone really wanted to preserve every opportunity to have another launch attempt today. So we did circle around the racetrack once, resetting breakers on board the aircraft, doing what we could in flight to try to get that system back and functional again. And as you saw on the second one, we continued that troubleshooting right up until about the L-4 minute period, where we did not want to get into all of those critical switch actions that enable Pegasus for flight if we knew we had this remaining red condition. So that's why we didn't launch today. A little bit disappointing for the team. Obviously, you love to go in the first attempt. We did battle a lot of weather today, and we were able to fly around and over and under a lot of precipitation and bad clouds on the way out to the drop point. So fortunately, we got a very dynamic system in Pegasus. It's a beautiful launch system to allow you that type of flexibility. But however, just like any other launch vehicle system that we use, you do have hardware issues that crop up.
Something just chose this point in time not to be good to us.
And while disappointing that we don't go today, it's part of our business. We're used to it. The team behind me is putting into steps all of the actions to return us to base successfully. We're going to come back to the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station skid strip. We're going to safe all the systems on both Pegasus and the L-1011, and then we'll really be able to dig in and find out why this hydraulic system did not function as designed today. Ideally, we're going to get that resolved today, and we've already made arrangements, so we're all leaning forward as if we can go tomorrow. We have the range scheduled, and so that will not be an issue. Weather looks slightly better for tomorrow, so that looks like it won't be as troubling of an issue as it was today. But really the open item is, will we be able to resolve this hardware anomaly and then get our folks the necessary crew rest later this evening to get back on console in the early morning hours tomorrow.
All right, Tim, that pretty much sums it up, I think. When we get back, we'll hit the ground into troubleshooting and kind of see if we can find out what it was that didn't work in that hydraulic system and if that can be fixed before tomorrow morning. And meanwhile, don't burn any bridges toward a tomorrow morning launch attempt.
That's affirmative. Yeah, we were going to keep everybody leaning forward to preserve every opportunity to go tomorrow.
And the launch time is still same time as it was today.
It'll be the identical time as today.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Tim. That kind of sums up where we are. We see now on the L-1011 that the wheels are down, so the runway must be in sight. And we'll just stay tuned for further status throughout the day to see how they do on fixing the problem and getting us back in the morning for another takeoff and launch. Tim Dunn, our NASA Launch Director from Launch Services Program. This is Pegasus Launch Control. We'll stand by now and hopefully get some brief video of the landing of the airplane from the chase plane that continues to follow along. This is Pegasus Launch Control.